Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to WEXP 88.3 FM, where we do it better. Sponsored by Eon H2O Water. Perfect hydration, perfectly purified, perfect taste.
Welcome, everybody, to the Colors of Beauty and Business Talk Radio. You can tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on WEXP 88.3 FM at Blog Talk Radio. My name is Reyna Kartel. I am your host for this show. I hope you all had a wonderful week and are ready for the weekend, and it's finally here. So let's start out with giving a shout-out to the Eon Experience for having us here tonight, as well as our sponsor, EO and H2O Water, which is Eon H2 Water. Thank you. Quick review about what you can expect from this show is a full transparency on the life of an entrepreneur, the good and the challenges of an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur on how not to get burnt out and stay healthy. That's a big plus. The importance of your mindset, the importance of different skills and the energy you need and how to correlate them when you are an entrepreneur. Guide for aspiring entrepreneurs on critical tools to build and grow your business. A platform for entrepreneurs to get inspired, to get motivated, and just to take the plunge on how to start your business from A to Z. My mission here is to help entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their own successful empire the correct way, and also have the support and leadership behind them through resources and networking. Through the Colors of Beauty and Business platform, we can provide. We will soon have guests on our show that are already entrepreneurs and have experience on the topics that we will cover. So stay tuned for that as we continue with this. Today's segment will be about the importance of self-care as an entrepreneur because burnout is real. When you start your own business, the line between work and life can become very blurry, even non-existent. It can be so easy to pour yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally into business to the point of burning out. I had a turning point in my self-care journey as a founder only about 2 months ago. I was fresh off the adrenaline and finally taking my business full-time. I thought I could handle it, and as a result, I was working way too much. I had recently lost my stepfather on top of trying to keep everything intact with the kids and family. I found myself waking up early, like 6:30 a.m. each day, and I would literally work nonstop. It seemed like I had no organization whatsoever until heading to bed around midnight. It was just crazy. Finally, after everything happened, I just completely got sick. It just finally hit me. I ended up going to the doctor because I had triple whammy, cold, bronchitis, and it was just stress because of the loss that I had obtained a couple of months behind. I remember my doctor telling me, Reyna, you have to take care of yourself. And on top of that, my network was worried about me and telling me, Reyna, you need to slow down. Reyna, you need to heal your heart. Reyna, the moment you get sick, you can't run your company. I remember having a conversation with what I call my soul sister. I call her Dr. Monica Bickerstaff. She's a self-care guru, a doctor in holistic medicine. And I remember talking to her and telling and just really just pouring my heart to her. She said, "You're no good to nobody if you get sick." So being that she's a holistic doctor and she's also an aromatherapist with oils, I combined that with my acupuncture, and for over a year, I've actually maintained that divine combination, and by far that was the best thing for me that I did for myself. I had to learn to stop, take control, and do some self-care if I wanted to continue to grow my business and stay healthy for myself and family plus everyone else that depends on me. Now, I've gotten better handle on how to balance these two areas. And so I'm here to tell you and give you some tips and strategies that have worked for me, and it's just a lesson that you shouldn't have to learn the hard way by getting sick at any means. So, again, I'm here to tell you, give you some tips on some self-care routines and things that you can incorporate as an entrepreneur to take care of yourself. For me, I had to create a daily me time routine. For me, step one was no screens allowed. The moment that I wake up, I stop looking at my phone consciously. Why? Because it's usually on sets of waves with the excitement and anxiety all at once. Once you open up that inbox, you will stay there for a while, trust me. Or once you open up the Instagram, the messages come pouring in and you just can't seem to tug your way, yourself away from it. So it's important to take in some time, take in some me time every single day where you do something for yourself, not the business or anyone else. Develop this into a routine, and you'll start your day in a better mental state, calm rather than anxiety. My morning routine for me, my me time I have is I literally wake up, bring my notebook and my book that I'm currently reading, come downstairs. I wake up, make sure that I wake up all the kids, make sure they're getting ready, and I have my coffee and then my gallon of water just for afterwards, because we know that coffee is a diuretic. So then like I said, I grab my current book, I put aside, and I grab my favorite notebook, and I just jot down whatever comes to mind. I close my door in my office, and I just start jotting down everything that comes to mind to flow. And I use this time to relax in a quiet place in the morning, which is, again, for me, my office and my room. Sometimes I also favor the moments of getting ready in the morning rather than just doing things robotically. Some might call this mindfulness. But this queen, of course, truly enjoys the experience of applying my serums, my lotions, my makeup. It feels like a mini pampering session every day for myself. You don't have to add really time-consuming to new routines to your life to practice mindfulness, but just focus yourself and commit a few minutes more to the activities you already are doing. The other thing that I actually do is check your thoughts and forgive them. As an entrepreneur, it's so easy to fall into the trap of negativity, particularly towards yourself. Why didn't I get this done today? That I told myself how to get it done. Or there are 5 emails in my inbox waiting for a response from me. Why can't I pull myself together and respond to them? As a solo founder in particular, it's very easy to blame yourself for everything every day, with every delay and every blocker, because that's the reality of running the business of your own. You become everyone's blocker. I found that this is an incredibly dangerous route to go down mentally. So I encourage you to acknowledge these thoughts the next time you have them, rather than let them stop them in their tracks right from the start by focusing on self-love and kindness towards yourself. Say things to yourself like, I acknowledge that I'm behind on a million things, but I'm only human. What I'm doing is difficult. I'm doing my best. I feel great about myself. Worst case scenario, someone will have to wait several days to hear back from me, but that's okay. Prioritize, what's a priority to you and what's not, on your list. And then also learn to say no more often. I found out that I was always saying yes to everybody, and that in itself right there can drain you completely. And one tip I tell you as an entrepreneur, you will no doubt have many requests for meetings, collaborations, partnerships, pick your brain sessions, and more. And my advice is to say, unless you are, currently can do it, but if you feel like, you're just an array of just chaos, within yourself and your business, I would suggest you just to say no and then really focus, not to be a distraction within your own business goals. So one of the most important things you can do as an entrepreneur is focus on your business and the goals that you set out for it. I had to learn to start getting better at saying no over the past couple of months, but glad when I did do it, I learned that I was growing my business. So, again, I'm not saying to say, I'm saying to say no, yes, if indeed you're in a chaotic organization and you have no time, but if you can help out that other entrepreneur, then definitely say yes. And if you can't, without hurting anyone's feelings, one tip I kindly suggest to do is redirect them to the person to some other, another solution for them as well. So, again, that's another tip that I have for you guys. Focus on one area or task per day. Related to the above, focus is difficult to come by as a founder who literally has to do everything related to your business. You're not only the founder, but also the marketing lead, editorial lead, social media lead, operations, marketing. I mean, the list goes on, and it can definitely get overwhelming. And believe me when I say it does. So one trick that I've used in scheduling out my days is focus on the theme or task per day. For example, Mondays could be your content planning day if you maintain a blog or social media presence, while Tuesdays could be your hiring day if you're doing some hiring. It goes, again, scheduling your days. This approach is not only realistic, but it provides clear goals for the end of your day. Not feeling like you're making enough progress each day is a common concern. And I've heard among many entrepreneurial friends and even minorities, setting these one big task days can help you feel accomplished. And at the end of the day, it adds some structure to your week. I found recently some apps to help with this as well. And I'll link them in our website with the show notes, so you guys could definitely look into organizing your days and or just going old school and just do it in an Excel sheet, honestly. Sometimes I find old school things are better to do at times as an entrepreneur. Another thing that I find many entrepreneurs that I sometimes talk to, and I even, bump into them sometimes around town, is they just get so comfortable being an entrepreneur and working from home that they don't even get dressed and do their makeup or, look that $1 million, or put that $1 million, swag into it, in the morning. I call it $1 million swag. But basically what I'm saying is shower and get dressed in the morning. Just because you're an entrepreneur does not mean that you are not to get in the shower and get dressed and put on some makeup or put on your good threads and go out there and conquer the world, and feel good about yourself. Because this feels silly to say, but when you're in control of your own schedule and working from home, it's easy to drive right into work without ever getting showered or dressed like a normal human being. My advice is never skip this. You'll feel much better about yourself, be better prepared to go out for any last-minute meetings or walk around the neighborhood, and generally feel more like a normally functioning member of society. Believe me, trust me when I say that, especially us women can get into that habit. I find that all the time. So don't do that, ladies. Another thing is go outside in the morning and get some vitamin D. I joke around about this all the time with my friends and who are freelancers or self-employed, but sometimes we forget to go outside until like literally by the time sundown goes in. Like, it's 44 o'clock, in the afternoon. Oh my God, I forgot to go outside. No, it's such a small thing, but it can be easy to get caught up replying to emails in the morning, and boom, it's halfway through the day, you're already at noon, you haven't even stepped outside, not even once. So one trick I use to make going outside an actual routine every morning, and that's really, for me, I sit there and I wake up, I take the kids to school, and then this is how I do my things. I make sure that I have to either, take a walk in the morning, and if I don't take a walk, I open up my windows and I have to do some meditation as well. So I have to somehow, some way get out and get some sun. And if it's a rainy day, then you know what? I mean, there's nothing that you can do because of the rain, but definitely try to get some sun when the sun is out because that is a plus. And so, thing that I would want you guys to do as well, and people don't understand sometimes, like self-care. Like I feel like, and it goes back into like getting ready and getting dressed. Make those appointments, like those pedicure appointments, that can easily help you as well. That's a little spa day for yourself, or a facial, or, getting your hair done. I feel like these are some of the things that we don't do as women, and that can definitely, take a toll on yourself. Another thing is find a co-buddy and or a support network. Being a solo founder or a freelancer even can get lonely, especially if you work from home. I felt this in recent months, so I've been trying to really set up work dates and friends with who I meet in my network, and just do coffee time, or get things done, or even have my little meetings with my clients. I even have long distance buddies who actually are network founders and just entrepreneurs in general, and we actually do weekly check-ins to keep each other accountable. And so you definitely want to make sure that you do a working buddy, or just your network if you do have a network, and make sure that you actually keep each other accountable. Get into some Facebook groups. I belong to many of them, and I keep myself accountable like that because you have to keep yourself accountable like that. That's another way to do, self-care for yourself and your mind and your mentality. Another big one is take vacation. If you're feeling burnt out, it might be time for you just to take a vacation. Like, actually take a vacation. Like, I can't wait. I'm actually going to travel to Miami next month, and so one thing I will enjoy about Miami is, yes, I have a event out there, but boy, I just cannot wait to actually take the next day with me and my daughter and just enjoy the ocean, enjoy the view, and just savor it all in, because those are the days that you actually really want to make sure that you recharge, you think about everything, you enjoy life, you think about your life, and you really, can savor all those moments. And that is in itself, that sun, the beach, the ocean can just really recharge you emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually at that. It's a goal almost, So that's another way. And another thing is, like, I even had a couple of months where I had to ask for help, because you definitely will feel overwhelmed, and you'll have to realize, like, you're doing way too much. Like, you ask for help. Create a daily do list, and make sure that you're not one of those, what I call those control freaks. Make sure that if you can delegate things to your team, you can't do it all by yourself. You have to literally have a team. And recently, I remember when I started my business, that was one of my biggest things. Like, I wanted to do everything by myself. I did not want to ask for help. Like, and I remember meeting my mentor, Ms. Ari Rose, at one point, and she's like, you have to create a team. You have to have a team because you cannot do it all by yourself. Like, learn that first. Ask for help and delegate, because if you don't delegate, that is a very, very delicate thing for your business, because you'll find yourself messing up, and you'll find yourself, being so consumed with work that you're not actually focusing on growing your business and what's really important for your business. So you absolutely have to make sure that you definitely delegate things in a way where that it's going to help you in the long run as well. And so, that is some of the tips that I can give you, to make sure that you pursue self-care. Let me see, what else can I tell you? Shifting your mindset around just, just the self-care in itself, that's just the big thing. You just have to make sure that your goals and are in alignment with your business, just to make sure that you keep your mind as blissful as possible. Time management, another one, I believe really does, like, you have to make sure you take control, getting organized with your time. What else? Just these little things are some of the things that you can actually, do for yourself, and create that healthy mindset, that self-care. But definitely make sure that you definitely take time for yourself, and start with those tips and tricks that I just mentioned, and see really how it really does, go for you, and you get organized, because at the end of the day, you're no good to anybody if you are sick or you're working so much that you get burnt out, and you're like, you just can't focus on your goals and growing your business. So again, that is my tips and tricks for today's show on self-care. So thank you, everybody, for joining the Colors of Beauty and Business tonight, and stay tuned for many more topics of the full transparency of the life of an entrepreneur with your host, Reyna Kartel, on Colors of Beauty and Business. And next week topic, we will actually have a certified nurse on the radio. We'll actually talk about a couple more things on health and how to really take all of this and go into onto a different level. If we don't take care of ourselves, what could happen to us as a human being? And so she'll really tap into talking about the issues that she sees as an entrepreneur, and what is the number one factor that happens to us when we don't take self-care as important as we should be taking self-care. And so next week we will have a nurse on the show, and we will ask her as many questions as we need to make sure that we understand the importance of self-care, and if we don't take care of ourselves, what could happen to our human body. Thank you again, once again, and thank you for listening to the Colors of Beauty and Business. Bye-bye.